So I thought I'd do something different this week. There's no hook, there's no 3-point structure in this video, there's no fancy editing or B-roll. This is just a raw, upfront, behind the scenes look at my YouTube journey so far and why I started YouTube in the first place. And to be honest, I did not start this channel just to become another YouTuber. I started because I can no longer live a life which doesn't align with who I am and what I stand for. And I say that for two reasons. The main one is that more than anything, I stand for freedom. And it may sound cliche, but I mean that in every expression of the word. Right now, like so many people, I am in a 9-to-5 job, stuck in a system that just doesn't serve me. And I'm a true believer that we were not put on this earth to work the majority of our lives 8 hours a day, getting the evening free, for ourselves, doing that 5, 6 or 7 days a week, and then getting the weekend free if we're lucky, and working 30, 40 or 50 years in this routine, and then finally getting to retire when we're in our 60s or 70s, when we're older, don't have as much energy, but then finally we get to do what we want with our lives. Then we get to have freedom. I really believe that that is not how things are meant to be. And yet, for the majority of us, that is the system that we live in. And not only that, but the rate at which AI is taking over so many jobs across so many industries, where are those jobs even going to be in 2, 3, 5 or 10 years? Are we going to have a job to go to? Especially those of us who are older. What happens if we don't? We depend on the system even more because we can't get work. That means even less freedom. And for me, that is a definite no. Right now is the time that everyone should be looking to build a personal brand and have a fallback option, a sustainable business that can be your exit plan from the system. A business that can give you time freedom and financial freedom so that you're not working on someone else's terms. So that's my first reason for starting YouTube. And the second reason, perhaps more importantly, is right now, the world is in a global crisis, especially since the pandemic. Mental health issues are at an all-time high. People are suffering with anxiety, stress, and depression. They are turning to all manner of addictions to escape their pain, like drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, shopping, even just going online to get that dopamine rush. People are feeling lost and disconnected, and they're suffering. And I want to be part of the solution. I want to support people to heal, to tune in and reconnect with themselves, to take their power back and become the version of themselves that they need to be to create the life that they actually want and deserve. I want to help people by sharing my own journey and what's helped me overcome things in my life. I had a long battle with cocaine addiction, which I got through and came out the other side. I'm undiagnosed ADHD, which only a few years ago I found out that I'd been masking all of my life, like so many women do find out in later life. And I've had my own struggles with mental health, and I'm a recovering people pleaser. So in 2012, I hit rock bottom. And from that point, I went through an awakening in all senses of the word. Spiritual, emotional, everything changed. And I took a deep dive into personal development, spirituality, the nature of reality, human potential. And it was like this synchronistic journey that lasted a good few years. And off the back of that, I decided to become a life coach. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't got it all worked out, but I want to support people who are stuck and going through the same things that I did. So I actually started YouTube 4 months ago now in February, and I was learning all the working parts, filming, editing, thumbnails, titles, hooks, you name it. But I felt really misaligned with my message because I wasn't in a great place emotionally, and that was due to personal circumstances. And I felt like a fraud sharing what was meant to be an empowering message to women, but feeling really disempowered myself. I was actually living with my mum at the time, and it was meant to be just a temporary thing to help her get back on her feet after my dad passed away, but it ended up being 3 years. And I was doing YouTube, but I thought I just need time to sort myself out. So I decided to take a step back, stop posting. I actually moved house, started living my own life again, and got back into my own healing journey. I've actually done a video about the whole thing, and I'll pop the link in the description below. Since I've been back, I've done 2 videos. This is my 3rd, and I'm aiming to do 1 a week because that is what I find sustainable around my 9 to 5 job. When I've got systems and processes in place and I've learnt that side of things, that will enable me to do more. But I'm not going to push myself before I'm ready because it's only going to lead to burnout. And so many people give up on YouTube because either they've gone into burnout or they just didn't see the results. They didn't get the traction that they were hoping for. Now, some people pop off after just a few videos. Some people it takes months, some people it takes longer, but we all go at our own pace. And I am in this for the long game because, like I said, I am focused on my why, which is freedom and impact. And for me, it's really important to keep the balance between my own healing journey and my personal development and building the business. So I'm not going to let one overtake the other. Because I think when you do the things that light you up and enable you to grow as a person, which for me is, going to the gym, meditation, reading, learning, watching documentaries, learning about who we are, why we're here, the nature of reality, all of that good stuff. When you do all the things that you enjoy, that in itself is going to keep the inspiration going for your content. And then when you're in a good place, when you're aligned, when you're in flow, that's going to come across and you're going to have a more authentic connection with your audience. And not only that, but YouTube itself is a personal growth journey because you're constantly learning new things, stepping outside your comfort zone, doing things that are unfamiliar. And when you overcome these obstacles, you gain confidence, you learn to trust yourself, you're proud of yourself, and it makes you feel good and it spurs you on to do the next thing and take the next step and put yourself out there more. I really want to build something which I'm proud of and enjoy the process. So I think keeping the balance between having fun and building momentum is going to be key to building a sustainable channel and building a sustainable business from that. So, hot topic, monetization. It takes on average 15 months to be monetized on YouTube. You need to have 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. Right now, I'm at 37 subscribers and 38 watch hours. But to be honest, I'm not going to obsess over the numbers because I think when you become attached to the outcome and you focus on that, you get disillusioned when it doesn't happen. I want to focus on giving value, sharing authentically, building a community and listening to my audience. And I think if you do that over a period of time, then monetization is going to follow. Also, there are plenty of ways to earn an income from YouTube without relying on AdSense. And that is my plan, to build a sustainable business, and then anything from AdSense is just going to be a bonus. So what's my niche? Well, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that if you try to talk to everyone, you will end up speaking to no one. So my niche is going to be spirituality, personal development and healing for women aged 35 and over. Now, yes, that's pretty broad right now, but as my channel grows, as I get feedback from my audience on the more specific things that they want support with, then I'll be able to niche down further. So I'll start by talking about empowerment and how to be that version of you that creates the life that you want, and how to break free from past struggles and share the things that I've overcome in my life. It will be especially aimed at those women who have always done everything for everybody else but abandoned themselves in the process. So people pleasers, which is something I have a life's worth of experience about. And I want to be real, upfront and as transparent as I can be, because it's really about building that authentic connection with your audience so that they feel inspired and supported, and I can build a community where women are connecting with like-minded souls. So I've got 13 videos so far, and Mr. Beast says, I'm sure you all know who he is, your first 20 or 30 videos are not going to be good. Just post them, get them out the way and learn as you go, which is exactly what I'm doing. Right now, I'm getting used to being in front of the camera, getting the lighting and the audio as good as I can. When I started, I didn't have a microphone and the sound was pretty awful, but I've got one now. I've also been experimenting with scripting. So, reading from a script that I've written, but also just talking from bullet points. And what I find is that when I script, I know what I'm going to say, but it comes out a little bit robotic, a little bit regimented. But then when I just talk from bullet points, I tend to go off on a tangent. So with time and with practice, I'm going to learn just to speak freely, but also learning not to talk for hours and to get to the point and actually deliver value. So far, most of my videos have been talking head, like this one. I have tried using a whiteboard, but that didn't do as well. There was issues with glare, there was squeaky pens, it was a bit all over the place. But again, that's gonna come with practice. The more you do something, the more you're gonna learn from your mistakes. All of my videos so far have been filming indoors, which is fine, but I really want to get out and about with my phone and just film whilst I'm walking in nature, whilst the thoughts are free flowing. And I think when you're out and about, you're naturally more connected, you're more in flow, and that's going to help deliver a more authentic message. So I'm definitely going to try that in some future videos. The tools I've learned so far are CapCut for editing, Canva for thumbnails, vidIQ for title generation and content ideas, and a few other apps and systems. But tools in themselves are a learning curve. And to be honest, I'm quite pleased with the speed at which I'm learning. There's a lot that goes into each one, and to get everything working together, it's just going to take practice and consistency, as with everything. I've also done a lot of research online with building YouTube, people in my niche, and I'm also part of a community which helps you to grow a conscious business. So I'm lucky to get coaching and one-to-one support in there. And I've also connected with other people that are on the same journey as me, which is great because it reminds me I'm not doing this on my own. I'm not the only one who's got a bigger vision of what they want to create. And it also keeps me accountable. I won't lie, it's been hard learning and implementing all of this around a job that drains my energy. But that job pays the bills, and for that I'm grateful because I know not everybody has that. But for me, the ultimate goal, as I said, is freedom. To work from wherever I want in the world, to choose my hours, to do what lights me up, and to serve the community in the process. I'm starting YouTube at 41, but there are people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s who are absolutely smashing it on YouTube, making a living, speaking to their people and sharing their truth. And if they can do it, so can I, and so can you. You know, each of us have approximately 10,000 people that need to hear our unique message, that need to hear our truth, our journey, and our personal experience. There is no other person on this earth who has been through what you've been through, overcome what you've overcome, and learnt from it what you did. And people need to hear that, because when you step up and share that truth, you inspire the next person to step into their power and do the same. I truly believe there has never been a better time to start a YouTube channel. Just over a year or so ago, the algorithm changed, and now small channels are popping off here, there, and everywhere. So there literally hasn't been a better time to start. Not only that, but more people watch YouTube now than they do Netflix, and it looks to continue that way. So what does that tell you? People are looking for human connection, for real talk, for authenticity, and YouTube is the place to be to do that, whilst also building yourself a sustainable business. If you're not sure about starting a YouTube channel, then my honest advice to you would be this: start, take messy action, learn along the way, have fun, be consistent, make mistakes, and keep growing, because that is exactly what I'm doing. And if one day I can be paid for it, then that's a bonus. If you are a small channel and you're looking to grow, then please reach out so that we can inspire each other on our journey. Other than that, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. I will get back to each and every one of you, because like I said, it is all about connection and I want to start interacting with you all. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.